This is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about. Real, honest, entertaining, live. DBL starts right now.
Welcome to DBL. It's Tuesday, March 3rd. I'm here with Brandon and Stephanie. I'm Jeff. Erica has the night off. We're getting the band back together, hopefully tomorrow. So get well soon, Erica.
The reunion.
All right, guys. Woody Allen is sharing his life in an upcoming memoir. It's not out till next month, and it's already causing controversy. For years, Woody has denied molesting his adopted daughter, Dylan, when she was just a child. Now she's bashing the book, calling it deeply upsetting and an utter betrayal. She also says fact-checkers never contacted her. Now, we could go down this rabbit hole of Woody Allen, but if you're writing a memoir about yourself, you're not going to include molesting somebody in there, I'm guessing.
Absolutely not. I mean,
Allegedly.
yes. Especially when it's something he's vehemently denied.
Yes.
You know, so if you look back at the last couple years of this man's life, Amazon Pictures denied a chance for him to a multi-picture deal, which he, they settled out of court on that. Also, his latest film lacked distribution in the U.S. So I think, and this is all alleged, and this is just me coming up with something. I think he's trying to clear his name in a way. And this is the way to kind of do it, because he knows people are going to talk about this. What do you think, Steph?
Well, I think here, for me, the question is more about the publishing house itself. So the publishing house, which is Hatchet Books, actually published her brother's book, which was all about sexual predators,
Ronan
which actually actually led to the Me Too movement, and also, obviously, as a contributor to the Harvey Weinstein and many other cases. Sadly, he, from what I can tell, the sister is really upset about this because she said this gave a voice to so many sexual assault victims. She herself describes herself as that, saying that she was assaulted when she was 7 years old, allegedly by Woody Allen, which is why that she no longer speaks with him. They are estranged. And what she's upset about is why is the same publishing house publishing her father's book years later? Because obviously they're just trying to capitalize off this, aren't they? So I mean, that's kind of upsetting for her, and I completely get that. And no one has reached out to her. And when they have literally a few years ago published her brother's book, going in the opposite direction.
It's just, I mean, Woody Allen is always going to be controversial, no matter what side you're on and whether you believe it or not, right? Yeah. So the only reason I have is maybe to clear your name. Like, you're getting older, you want to clear your name, because why bring that controversy to yourself?
But then if you're going to clear your name, surely then you need to discuss what happened when she was that age and discuss,
it's he said, she said. He said he never did it. She said he did. Yeah, but then he did marry his other daughter, Soon-Yi, so it's crazy. I don't want to...
So he married his other adopted daughter. He's not talking to his ex-wife, nor is he talking, obviously, to his other adopted children. So it all just seems a bit weird, doesn't it? Let's be honest.
Holly weird.
It doesn't sound like the usual family tree.
We're gonna have to wait for the book to come out, but Ronan looks a lot like Frank Sinatra. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
I wanted to say that.
I wanted to say that so bad.
You've been saying that all day.
Has Queen Elizabeth changed her mind about Prince Harry and Meghan Markle?
I don't know. Ask Stephanie.
Maybe. Steph, royal insiders say she had a heart-to-heart with Harry on Sunday to talk about the future, and she reportedly told him, quote, "You are loved and always will be welcome back."
No.
So does that include Meghan too, or is that just Harry?
No, I think it will include Meghan too.
Okay.
I think the royal family never expected Harry to take this as far as he has. I think, obviously it was a really big shock, especially to the British public, when he did denounce himself from the royal family. I mean, that's not something that should be taken lightly. And I think obviously he was doing that to protect himself and his wife and his child, baby Archie. But I think what they're trying to do here is just smooth things over and make sure there is no bad blood. Apparently it was a 4-hour-long conversation. Wow. I mean, I don't know the last time I've had a 4-hour-long conversation with anyone.
I did yesterday at work. We're on for 5.5 hours.
And I just look at it a lot. The times are different now. Was it Prince Edward when he did
Edward
that back in the day?
The throne as well.
He denounced the throne back in the day. I mean, we're in the 2020s now. So, like I said, the times are different. And that's your grandmother, man. Like, at the end of the day, that's your grandmother. So you go and tell Grandma, I'll come back, but Meghan's part of the deal or no deal.
Ah.
Well done, well done.
Very good, Brandon. Very
I'm going
good.
to leave it on that
There
note.
we go.
Yeah.
Leave it on that note.
I have nothing
All right, guys. William Shatner says he's done with his iconic role on Star Trek as Captain Kirk. When someone asked him on Twitter if he'd ever take the role again, he replied, "I think Kirk's story is pretty well played out," and followed up with, "I don't do cameos. Kirk died in Star Trek Generations. What is really left?" So is he being stubborn here, or is he sick of playing Captain Kirk, or is he just done with the reboots like
How
everybody
about
else?
the man is speaking sense and he's not being greedy? Like, for instance, the Friends reunion that we don't need. He's saying this storyline is done. It's been played out. You know, I'm at peace with leaving that character. Guess what? He died. What are they going to do? Resurrect him in some alien spaceship? I mean, he's done right.
But what about
I
Batman?
respect him
What
for
about
that.
Batman? What about James Bond? There are a lot of storylines that still
James
make
Bond's
a lot of
never
money.
died.
No?
He's never, like, died and been, like, buried in the ground like you're gone.
Has William Shatner?
Yeah, he died.
Generation.
He died.
They moved on, like Spock. I don't know if you know anything about Star Trek.
Everyone moves
It's his
on.
son now that takes over. So
Okay.
I don't know, unless they're gonna like beam him up somewhere. I don't know. What do you?
I mean, amidst beaming them up, Scotty, multiple dimensional
that, huh?
planets,
Yes, he does.
universes, black holes, and everything else. I think they've got a lot more to film than bloody Friends. And he said no, so I'm just saying.
All right, we're gonna leave it there.
It is.
We're gonna leave it there. I'm scared.
The coffee shop is riveting. They've got a new latte flavour out. Woo!
Well, stay tuned because that's coming out, whether you like it or not. All right, guys, The Bachelor got pretty emotional last night. Rachel Lindsay was the first and only black bachelorette, if you remember, and opened up about the nasty comments she's gotten online. Let's take a listen.
No one cares about a half Mexican opinion. I'm like shaking as I'm reading this because it's shocking, it's uncomfortable. I know it's uncomfortable for you to see. Just imagine how uncomfortable it is to get this in your comments and your DMs every day, every week, every month.
Now,
Disgusting.
listen, I could sympathize with her in a sense that I've been on reality TV, I've done that, I've built a following from that, and the comments get very nasty. And I was actually considered one of the good players. There was other people on my season and multiple seasons where they got harsh criticism, and what she's receiving is something on a different level.
And this was when you were on Big Brother.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I was on Big Brother, right. So, and I still receive harsh criticism. Do you guys receive any of this? Because I'm going to be perfectly honest here. I have been down that rabbit hole
Yeah.
of following negative comments. So that's where I relate in that sense to her, is that you get 100 great comments, but then you look at those bad ones, and hers are especially bad. Especially
Yeah.
bad, but I've been down that rabbit hole following those sometimes.
I mean, I tend not to look at the negative comments because, I mean, I'm quite thick-skinned, and I think maybe
Me too.
maybe that's from the industry that I've grown up in this industry, and I've seen it with like my mum, so I got used to seeing negative comments or being commented about my parents a lot. I mean, that's kind of how I booked my jobs, and I would get told all the time, "You're too fat, you're too thin, you're not tall enough, this, that, and the other," but to my face. So I think I got used to being spoken to that way, which is really, it's also not very good. But I think that, you know, when I see these comments, I literally just feel like the people at home that do that are literally trolls. I'm sorry to say this, but you're pathetic. Like, have you got nothing else to do? And the fact that you're commenting on a girl's race and saying how all those things, I think it's, what is wrong with you? I think people get far too invested in other people's lives, and it's got nothing to do with them. And I just think how sad your life must be to go and put that hate out into the world. I think it's a very big reflection of yourself, and I think, you know, if you would you ever say that to your own members of your family? Would you ever say that? Jeff and I laugh about this a lot, saying if we saw people like that in the street, they would say, "Oh, it's Brandon from DBL, oh, it's Jeff from DBL.
yeah,
Can we get a picture or whatever?" And it's like, yeah, and then on the download, making a fake account to write a nasty comment. Get something better to do with your life, seriously.
But at the same time, we have to know that. Like, we have to know that these people are sitting there ready to, like Jeff does with the Twitter fingers and all. And I've kind of had to learn this, you know, because I don't feel as though there is something anyone can tell me that hurt me more than when I got cut by the Pittsburgh Steelers and Mike Tomlin basically told me, "You're not good enough." To me, because that's a dream being shattered. So you telling me I have big ears, or, you know, I'll mess up when I read teleprompter or something.
But how about
that
something racial, like in this sense, or how about something about your family?
I grew up in Virginia, Jeff. I've been called every name in the book when it comes to being black. And you have to understand, this woman, you're the first black bachelor. You have to, you have to know what's coming. We don't live in a world full of dandy cakes and tulips.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not saying it's right, but I'm saying that to be able to push forward and for her to make a difference, you have to have the thick skin when it comes to it.
I think there's all things that we do and don't like, and there's things about all of us that, you know, I'd be like, oh, Jeff, you've driven me mad, or Brandon said something silly, or whatever it is. And all the people that comment about my voice being squeaky, I know, darling, I love it. Anyway,
Steph,
I do. I like it, and I think, you know, that's what makes me me. And I think I don't feel any need to go out and say mean things back to those people. I just choose to ignore it, or block it, or delete it.
Yeah.
And that's it.
I'm about that clapback life.
See,
like, remember
See,
with
I don't feel the
I called
need.
Erica and I was like, you got to see this, blah, blah, blah. She was like, don't feed into it. And I was all right.
I just don't respond.
I've asked certain celebrities in LA. I only know a handful, that are my friends. But I've asked them, and I said, "What do you do?" Because early on it bothered me, and all of them say, you write back with a sweet comment, and you'll be so surprised. And I've tried that, and people turn all they want is a reaction out of you. That's all I want. I stopped doing that because I don't have the time for that, and I've gotten thicker skin. But I know where she's coming from, and I can't believe how people on social media, they're affecting children's lives.
Oh, yeah.
It's becoming a problem.
What I would like to say to everyone at home, if anyone is actually listening and sees anything mean, you know what? If you see something mean, maybe just write a really nice comment. Stick up for the person. If you're following them, if you're commenting and liking it, that means you must like that person or follow them for a reason. So if you ever see anything mean, how about we all just respond in kindness and niceness, not to the negative comment, so that, it doesn't affect the person.
Well said, President Steph.
I'm like, everyone just be nice. If you've got nothing nice to say nothing at all.
I like it.
Unless it's What Up Wednesday.
Can I get this last story in, Steph?
I'm very passionate about it.
Okay, the lattes.
Fashion Fix Friday.
Yeah.
All right, Post Malone is getting real about his face tattoos. He tells GQ magazine they boost his self-confidence. Apparently, he has struggled with that. That's exactly what we're talking about being insecure about his appearance. So even the best of the best of the best at the top right now are insecure about certain things.
Absolutely. I told you guys the story earlier, but growing up, I had crooked teeth. People always had something to say about my teeth. Couldn't get the ladies, But then when I got to the NFL, my braces had come off, after college. And I made myself the playboy, the bachelor of the locker room. If you wanted to go out, hang out, go out with B. London because he was going to go out, have girls around him and stuff like that. That was an insecurity because I wasn't used to it.
Were you overcompensating?
I overcompensated. Yeah. But now you look back at it and you're like, you didn't have to do that. Use personality now and stuff. But at least now at 35, and he'll be able to look back at it and see it like he's saying now, it was just an insecurity. It was the time of your life.
Well, I think it's a good lesson.
You can't remove those tattoos.
He's too far. He's in the deep end on that. He's in the deep end on that. But I think he owns that is part of his personality now. And I'm not a doctor, obviously, but it seems there's some kind of psychology there that if you don't like what you're seeing in the mirror and you change it, maybe he likes it better. But everyone's dealing with something out there, no matter whether it's B. London, you, me, we're all dealing with something, and social media sometimes doesn't help with that, especially if you're a little kid and you can't take it. Good lessons. Good lessons.
Yeah, good job.
DBL is live. Coming up, Rob Riggle is channeling Indiana Jones and telling Tori all about his new show that has him going all around the world in search of adventure. Looks like an awesome show. And has the coronavirus hype now spilled over into Hollywood? Fans want the James Bond premiere delayed. What? Your comments next. Went off on the trolls.
I think it bothers me more when I see something about someone that I know because I feel angry or upset for them. Does that make sense? So if I saw a nasty comment about you or Brandon, that would hurt me a lot more than if I saw something about myself.
Well, that's nice of you.
That would bother me more than if someone says something to me.
It blows my mind, this social media thing, and I don't know if you guys watched earlier the shows, but there needs to be some kind of licensing for social media. Because if you're making up a comment and you have total anonymity and nobody knows who you are, you're gonna say something mean. If you put your name on it, like we all have blue check marks, if your name is on that, you're going to watch what you say, I think,
Well,
a little
I think
bit
as
more.
well, a lot of the problem with that is that people make all these fake accounts just to spy on people, just to say mean things.
Of course,
and
but I think it
it's
needs to be
just-
controlled in some way because I don't know. There's a lot. I've done research on this and stuff, and like suicide in young teens and things
Oh,
like
yeah,
that
really
are on the rise
affects
because of
people.
social
I
media.
love what you said about having to attach your driver's license number or maybe even passport number to
they
sign
can-
up for an email, social media account, or whatever.
Yeah.
Because now we know it's registered to you. So if you come out, you call me the N-word, and I retweet it. Now your
Could affect your
employer,
job,
your fans,
something, yeah.
Because if we say something, it affects our jobs.
Of course.
So
I don't know what kind of people you are out there, and if you're watching right now, I feel bad for you. I've never watched a movie or I never watched a TV show and reached out, hey, Rock, your movie sucked. Like, what? Are you out of your minds? I don't understand.
And
I think
April,
it's, yeah, go on, sorry.
April Phillips, you've been spelling Stephanie's name wrong. If
Oh,
you
is
want her to
that-
go on a rant, you better
I
spell it
don't
right
know,
by the
April,
end of the
it's
day.
okay, don't worry.
I'm sure.
Okay, straight fade up here, no rejoin.
She did say that.
Welcome back to DBL. The world is freaking out over the coronavirus, and that includes Hollywood. Fans want the London premiere of the new James Bond movie pushed back to the summer, hopefully after all the coronavirus chaos has died down, and let's all hope it does. DBL Nation, should Hollywood push it back, or would that be too drastic?
All right, let's get straight to these comments. David from Facebook says, it's official. We can't do anything now because of coronavirus. David, well, allow me to retort. I am going to Germany next week, and I'm going to Dusseldorf FC. Going to a soccer.
Dusseldorf.
Dusseldorf.
All right.
I'm going to that soccer match, and then I'm going to London a couple days after, and I'm going to go hang out. I'm just not worried about it, and I'm not going to let it affect me. But Hollywood and Serie A soccer in Italy, they seem to think different.
Oh, well, Jonathan from Facebook says, we risk getting sick every day going to the movies. If they delay this one, then they should delay other major releases as well. I'm going to just read something really quickly because it annoys me how much hysteria there is over the coronavirus, which my very lovely producer Taylor Brim posted, and I'm just going to read it out. So she's got her headphones in, she's not listening anyway, it's fine. So, one of the worst days so far for the coronavirus was the 10th of February. On that day, 108 people in China died because of the coronavirus. On the same day, 26,283 people died of cancer, 24,641 people died of heart disease, and 4,300 people died of diabetes on the same day. So literally it goes on to say mosquitoes kill 2,740 people a day. Yet we're not losing our minds over that, are we?
I think the hysteria comes from the confusion because we don't know how you contract it. We don't know how you.
Well, just like you
get
contract
rid of it.
anything, like the
but
flu.
you can get rid of cancer. We know you can get rid of.
Yeah, but
the
cancer is
flu.
different to the flu.
Yeah, but we know. We have research on these things. The coronavirus is kind of new, I feel like.
Yeah, and
that's
you're
the
right.
only-
And you're right, but
that's
you
the
make a
reason.
great point.
Yeah,
You
good
make a great
I didn't
point.
mean to-
Ryan from Facebook says the ridiculousness, I love that show, by the way, of this hysteria cannot be overstated. I think we kind of summed it up pretty well. I like your comments about that, but the common flu kills way more people than a coronavirus. I'm not saying don't be worried about the coronavirus because you got to wash your hands, you got to do all those things, but we have to put things in perspective, and I think you did that great,
Yeah, you
Steph.
did.
Wash your hands. Wash your hands.
Brush your teeth.
Wash your mouth out with soap if you're a nasty troll.
I'll be right back.
Hi everyone, Kelly Schubert here with the DBL digital team. With the coronavirus going around, we want to show you how to wash your hands. Now this may seem like something you should know how to do. Apparently, some people don't know how to wash their hands correctly, so we're going to show you how. First, roll your sleeves up, of course. Turn the water on. Get your hands wet. I like to get one hand wet, but you want to make sure you get enough soap. So I like to get like 3 pumps of the soap. We have an automatic one here. Make sure the soap can cover all surfaces of your hands. I actually like to go a little higher on my arms even. So you're gonna rub it in. Then we're gonna start rubbing each side of the back of our hands. Really get in there. Next, in between our fingers, which a lot of people don't think about. And this is actually one that I'm gonna admit to you guys, I don't do this part, but you really should go like this. Make sure you're really scrubbing the top of your fingers there. It's kind of weird to think about. I usually just go like this, but the CDC recommends you do it this way. Next, get it to your fingers. really get in there and make sure you're getting each of them because so many germs, you really don't want to take the chance. Now, it may seem like we've been washing them for a long time. We really haven't. You want to wash them long enough to sink because so many germs, you really don't want to take the chance. Now, it may seem like we've been washing them for a long time. We really haven't. You want to wash them long enough to sing Happy Birthday twice. So I think we got a little bit longer to go. We haven't actually been singing Happy Birthday, but you really want to make sure you watch them to the full max. With the coronavirus going around, the flu going around, you don't want to take the chance. This may seem silly, but it's really not. So wash it all off, get up on the arms there. And then, before I turn the water off, I usually grab my towel and turn it off with the towel, because you just don't know who has touched it and who hasn't actually.
Welcome back to DBL. Actor Rob Riggle, I love that name, is taking on a new mission to solve the world's greatest mysteries. And earlier, Tori Shulman talked with him about his new Discovery series that combines comedy with history. Sounds delightful. In today's Chatting with the Stars.
For centuries, the world's greatest mysteries have baffled the world's greatest minds. But you should never send a great mind to do a hero's job.
What the heck is going on around here?
He is Rob Riggle, global investigator.
Rob Riggle, welcome to Daily Blast Live. So your new show is my dream job. You are the modern day Indiana Jones. It looks like the graphic is even the same, searching for things like the Holy Grail and Atlantis. So I need to know what Rob Riggle's #1 thing to find would be. What would you most want to find?
I think it's got to be the Holy Grail,
Yeah,
right?
Okay.
You know, we're talking about eternal life, if I can drink from it, which I did. I did find a cup, and I did drink from it. And now it's just a waiting game. We'll have to see.
That's hilarious.
Fingers crossed.
Did you feel different when you drank from it? Anything?
I did. I felt a little gassy.
That's awesome. Who knew that's what it would feel like?
So
That's
I don't.
amazing. Now, in this series, you scuba dive, you rock climb, you run into snakes. Some people may not know, but I know you are a former Marine, and I mean Marine. How did your military training help you pull off this series?
Oh, there was a couple things that helped, probably the rappelling. Please don't let me die in this canyon. The scuba diving. Just being out in the elements. Solving mysteries, kind of what I do. You know, just a sense of let's get out there and see what happens.
Is there things you didn't want to do and had to talk yourself into?
There was a scorpion dinner that I had to really think about.
Yeah, that turns you gassy too, I heard.
I heard that too.
Sorry. I do want to know, what do you think was the most amazing, most surprising discovery you made while filming?
There's a lot of things around UFOs that I kind of went in a little more skeptical, and I came out a little more accepting of, you know what, there's a lot up there that we don't understand.
Rob Riggle, Global Investigator, premieres March 8th on the Discovery Channel. Rob, thank you so much for your service and for sharing all of your amazing stories with us at DBL Nation.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Why, thank you, Rob Riggle. We'll be right back.
Promotional consideration is brought to you by...
Hello, Beauty Blasters, what's up? It's Jeray for the Slay. I've missed you guys so much. I know, y'all miss my face too. I know, the feeling's so mutual, guys. However, I'm back and it's time for some red light tips with your boy Jeray for the Slay. Now, today, it's summer and it's hot out, y'all. It's time to put down that full coverage foundation and pick up a tinted moisturizer. But you don't always have to go out and buy a brand new tinted moisturizer. Sometimes you can make one at home for yourself. So I went ahead and make a little tutorial here, or actually, I'll just show you guys, alrighty? So you're gonna take your full coverage foundation. This one's from Makeup Forever HD. You don't wanna use like a stick or anything like that. You simply wanna use something that's a liquid base and not something that's going to be extremely mattifying. So if you're working with like a oil control foundation, you might want to go ahead and use something that's going to just be full coverage for normal to dry skin. However, What you can do next, if you have that liquid foundation, is take a little bit of moisturizer. I'm just using Embryolisse. This guy's famous in the makeup artist community, so you guys might want to check it out too. And blend those foundations together. Now you're going to get a much, much more lightweight consistency that's going to be beautiful for that summer glow without having to have that cakey finish in your skin. All you have to do afterwards is tap a little bit with your fingertips and blend all over that beautiful skin of yours. Now, you might want to do a little bit of powder if you're a little bit more on the oily side, like myself, because that tinted moisturizer will make you look a little extra glossy. And we all love a glow, but we don't like to look greasy, y'all, alrighty? Anyways, guys, I want you guys to try this out at home and let me know how it works for you. You can do this with a Revlon, with a Maybelline, whatever you may. Try it out with MAC too. It'll be looking real cute. And this is a great way, once again, to save some money, honey. So let me know your guys' thoughts on this. Write me at Jeray for the Slay on all social media platforms. I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Welcome back to DBL. Sleeping in on the weekends could actually hurt your health. Who knew? We're talking about it in tonight's Rise and Thrive, sponsored by So Clean. According to a new Harvard study, if you sleep in 90 minutes later than usual, your risk of heart disease or a heart attack can go up. That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
But you can change those poor sleep habits.
How so, Jeff?
Experts say exercising as few as 10 minutes per day can improve your sleep. Get you a little tired.
What kind of cardio is that?
Hey, just get it in. Go for a brisk walk. Next, get cool. Keep your room temp between 60 to 67 degrees. That seems a little chilly, but hey, it's Harvard. Also, avoid nicotine or coffee after mid-afternoon. That could also ruin your sleep, all that caffeine. And finally, make it dark. Eliminate all bright lights. Who knew to sleep in the dark? For more ways to rest easy, go to SoClean.com or call 1-800-562-3891.
You guys are laughing, but my thermostat is always on 64, and I sleep with eye shades, and I kind of sleep like a baby.
That sounds nice.
Yeah, that's too cold.
Okay. I like it to be a little chilly when I get in bed, but you know.
All right, it's getting a little hot in here. I'm out of here. We'll see you guys tomorrow.